Good morning, hospitality. How are we doing today?
Good. Day one, live from
Happy Monday.
Yeah, live from Phocuswright, baby.
Yeah,
it's so warm in here in Miami. It's so warm. I'm just wearing a t-shirt and a short.
Do we have some news for everybody today? Things have been
But do we have to be
already?
honest that we're not okay? We were pre-recording this one. We have to be honest because we say those guys are no folks, right? They're lying. Michael's not sitting in the same living room like always. No, guys, this one is pre-recorded. It is.
We got to be ahead of the
Friday
game.
Afternoon.
Yeah, we got to be ahead of the game. So we schedules don't line up perfectly. We gotta jump on it, right? So
anyway,
we don't want to lie to other people.
We expect a ton of news to be breaking the week of Phocuswright, but there's been a lot of news already this week leading up to Phocuswright. So we're excited to get into that. What mergers, acquisitions, SPACs, the whole nine, growth, consolidation, it's all happening. And more, I am confident saying, I'm certain more will come. So we'll have even more to cover in next week's episode. But yeah, Ross, safe travels to Florida this weekend. I'll see you on Sunday.
I know, I'm so jealous that, Gold and I got to spend some time together. Now the Michaels are going to be together.
We're going to make so many selfies and send them to you. M&M.
The FOMO is real. Let's say that. The FOMO is real.
I'm still thinking if Michael's going to walk in slow motion when he sees me.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. He did it with me. He just slowly, that long, beautiful hair just kind of went, all over the place. So, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, well, you're in Miami, though, Michael, so I might blind you with my paleness. So we're outside, especially if we meet by the pool Sunday.
Come on, it's Miami. We should do a spray tan before we entering the Phocuswright conference somewhere.
Should do a what?
Spray tan.
Spray tan.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah, I don't know if that will work out very
Southern
good.
boys don't get spray tans.
No, not in Miami. Okay, I don't know.
Awesome. So I know we didn't really.
So that's the topic of today, spray tan, or what's the topic of today?
Well, the topic of today is growth and consolidation, but I'm curious to know, do you guys have a startup of the week, or do you have any what's with the noise, or else are we just going to jump into this bad boy?
Come on, there was so much noise, so much startups raised money. Let's skip it and just go to all those headlines.
Yeah, I think we can just make it.
Otherwise, we have no time to cover it. So cool. I have my startup ready, but let's do it next week.
All right, sounds great. But before we do that, we do have to jump in to a quick video from our sponsors at Journey. So let's play that, and then we'll jump into all the great news that's happening this week. Thank you to our awesome sponsors at Journey, the software and tech company created by operators for operators. Amazing stuff. So we love Journey. And as you can see on that video, what an experience to book and stay. So great stuff. So let's just jump right in. I know we got a lot to cover. Episode theme is growth and consolidation. And obviously we can see that this is a reoccurring theme on Good Morning Hospitality. We love talking about investments and acquisitions and all this other stuff. But I think we're going to kick it off with this article right here. Citizen M plans expansion with a $1 billion war chest. So let's just jump into that.
Back to our topic last week, owner-operators, right? Citizen M's got $1 billion to go buy hotels, renovate them, make them their own, operate them, make tons of money.
Proud to be Dutch, right? They're from the Netherlands.
It's a great brand. I stayed in one in Switzerland. Loved it. It was a great hotel. But they're certainly not the only ones sitting on dry powder, ready to go deploy money, particularly into real estate, given that a lot of the equities markets is pretty hot right now and probably overheated. So real estate's a good move for a lot of companies that are sitting on $1 billion of cash or more. So I know of a few other firms, not publicly, that are sitting on hundreds of millions trying to do or in progress doing the same thing. So good stuff for Citizen M.
Yeah. Well, they're doing well. I stayed in there. I think it's their first property, which they launched on the airport of Amsterdam. Amazing stay, self check-in. Really, like, it was years ago, so really upfront to do what you see now by the self check-in. The way of, we spoke about it last week actually, about that they actually the same employee, the same worker, just helping you at the bar, the same they can help you with check-in, etc. And as the drum started, I think one of the first ones with this, and I think they're doing extremely well. So cool, as a Dutch company. Is so successful in what they're doing. So well done.
Awesome.
And the founder actually started in the fashion industry. I don't know if you know the story. It's pretty interesting. The guy, is it Ratan Shadda? I think he started Close Ones. Max was doing okay. And with his money, he invested actually a big part of his money actually into the hotel chain. So seems to be a good move.
For sure. Okay, next one. We got Revo, go public. I don't even know. So I was going to say, I'm going to be pretty honest. I have no idea who they are. No idea what the deal is like.
So Parakeet was a home automation system in the short-term rental space that got acquired by Brivo, who is more in the traditional multifamily space in the US. And now they're going public. So it's another sign of home automation and being able to automate the guest interaction to unlock doors, whether it's in a traditional long-term rental multifamily building or a short-term rental vacation home. Another good sign for the growth of and continued growth of home automation, which rolls into the next one. Dwello and Level merge. And, well, I guess this article is calling it an acquisition. I've read both, but they're merging / acquiring Dwello, who's in the same space, the multifamily world, but playing exclusively in home automation. So really cool to see, with their technology, you're able to unlock doors with your Apple Watch. You walk up to it, put your watch up to it.
Oh, we talked it a few times already, right? So they'll go this move. But if you go back to the previous article, the spec, right? It's just, I think it was half a year ago, we discussed how many will follow this year. Maybe we can try to find this episode. Well, good luck. We discussed, okay, how many more specs would this year happen? And I think we did some predictions there. I'm really curious how close we are, but I think there's so many.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's the key word. I think it's the word of 2021, right? Spec. I think it's the key word in travel.
Yeah, I mean, those things are obviously stuff we love to see playing in the home automation space. It's great for partners of ours like Operto to have benchmarks. So it's exciting stuff, and I don't know how many more there are left to be acquired, to be SPAC'd, to go public, whatever. But it's good to see there are benchmarks. People are taking advantage of this good market. And when industries get flushed with capital like that, it's good for the ecosystem. The founders often become VCs, and then they start rolling money into early stage companies for the next wave of technology. So seeing success in the space just breeds more future success.
Well, and I think it's pretty, like, it's very much full circle when we saw Airbnb go IPO. That, you know, we made this prediction early when they even announced going public. I was like, okay, like this is going to be the trend setter for the whole industry, whether it's going public or if it's being acquired.
1,000 millionaires were made that day.
Yeah, so it's pretty nuts to see that, you know, ever since that they actually went public, and we had our episode where we were talking about the shares that you guys had and selling and buying and all this other stuff, and now to being almost every episode. I don't think we haven't had an episode where we haven't covered an acquisition, a fundraise, whatever. So it's pretty.
Well, you saw a lot of them. You saw the money was more or less here available in the vacation rental, right? So if you saw an announcement, it was in a vacation rental. Now,
yeah,
good to see. You see Citizen M. You can see probably we have more articles which are more in the OTA or in the hotel space, which is good. And this was not for a while, right? So you can see this coming now. And again, it was a lot of vendors and solutions or tech in vacation rental last year. But it's good to see also investments are now coming into the hotel space again.
And speaking of that, there's a big merger or acquisition rather just announced by Booking.com. Shout out Glenn Fogel. Booking is buying Get a Room for $1 billion plus, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's
that's a lot.
It's nuts. And to be honest, Get a Room, man, I personally maybe because I've shifted a lot into the vacation rental space rather than hotels like I used to. I haven't been hearing much from them coming, from what production side of their products and growth, but to see this kind of nowhere is pretty.
Oh, it's a Bob Dyna product, right? And he did it with his business partner. So Bob Dyna first built hotels, sold Expedia. I think Get a Room was already sold. I don't know if completely to. I think it was a General Atlantic or like a fund, private equity fund. So I think they sold it already. And probably they will sell it now to Booking. So I see Matt, their CEO, next week. Go for coffee. So I'll congratulate him. And well, if he's a good friend, he shares, but probably he won't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's crazy. So I guess maybe this leads into a conversation of, with this much money in the space right now.
Well, actually, can I just interrupt? I'm just thinking, why they bought Get a Room? Because what Get a Room has, I don't know if you know them a bit. I do know them. They have a closed user platform, right? And their supply is mainly coming from third parties, so bad banks, wholesalers. So, or they only get it
by the users.
So, but do they want to go? Does Booking.com want to into closed user groups? Is this the reason, or they say okay, or they want to push booking inventory to Get a Room?
Well, Expedia bought a closed user group last week, didn't they? No, sorry, they sold off a closed user group to American Express.
That was their B2B solutions, indeed. So they sold this part indeed. So I'm curious. I will ask, what is the reason? What is the
Booking's buying one, Expedia is offloading one. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was also some discussions. Is for example, TripAdvisor has Fiat or another. Are they going to split those actually out of TripAdvisor again? So there's a lot of things. There's okay, we just putting things together. We just get them part of something, but are we going to split them again to grow them individually? But and this one I'm pretty curious. What is the reason behind it? I might know more next week, so I'll just share with you after. But it's pretty interesting to see that they go to a closed user group community. Are they indeed going to closed user groups or to membership programs or not? We'll find out. To be continued.
We will find out indeed. And I am very confident we'll find out more investments, mergers, acquisitions as Phocuswright goes on next week. Everyone loves to announce news during the industry's big events, and we saw it in short-term rentals. There were 4 or 5 investment announcements, 1 or 2 acquisitions. I expect the same at Phocuswright. So stay tuned, and next week's show will be super interesting.
Looks like you have something to share, Michael.
Do I?
Yeah, you've got some news, something interesting.
I don't think so.
Well, you know something. You heard something in the
All I know is
your
I'm going to be on
network.
a yacht Monday night. That's
that's
all
good.
I know.
That's good.
Well, the other piece of news that broke was the CEO of TripAdvisor is going to be stepping back starting at the end of the year. So I believe he was a founder, right, Ross?
Yeah, no, Steve indeed is. I think it was 21 years ago he started the company and was always CEO and founder of the company. So yeah, interesting that he's actually leaving the company next year. So
maybe the child is all grown up and he doesn't need to be founder anymore. He can just finally step away and go, start other adventures, or even just just retire.
Yeah. So well done for building a very globally.
I think he built a
brand.
beautiful. I think he built a beautiful company, right? It's amazing what they achieved, and maybe they want to go to a different direction. But what they achieved so far is, it's I think one of the most known travel brands in the world, right? It's a media brand, but still one of the most known. If almost every restaurant you're entering, you see this sticker, right? So
If I
impressive.
have one bit of feedback for TripAdvisor is you have too many reviews. Just dial it back a little bit,
But they did a few weeks ago. They removed 1 million or 10 million or whatever. They removed a lot.
Okay, all right. So they're a step ahead of me.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I have not been on the platform in a week or two. So you just some of those sites like Yelp, even you just get inundated with too many reviews, and I think there's a law of diminishing returns there that I want to read some reviews.
Yeah.
But I don't want to scan 596 reviews. Like, not interested.
Yeah.
So
I just checked it. They removed 1 million reviews 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. How many total reviews though? Like probably billions. So
yeah.
Sweet. Well, let's get into our hotel game that I always lose, and we might have a fairly short show this week.
Oh, we are gonna have a short show. We're wrapping it up after whose brand is it anyways? This week, I'm actually gonna stop playing you guys the logos just because I think that's also a big indicator of who they're with. So I'm just gonna read out the name.
It certainly doesn't help, Will. I am 1 for 10.
Well, if it's written by Marriott, it might make it easier, but I don't guess it will be.
Or by Hilton.
Courtyard. I know that
one. Okay, so this one for this week is
Best Western.
Avid. The brand is Avid.
Where's it? I don't see the logo.
No,
but this is IAG. This is IAG, but you can show the logo.
Show me your what are you looking at right now, Russ? You look like you're looking
at Ross, eyes straight ahead, hands up.
Yeah.
No wonder you always get these right.
Yeah, you're crazy.
No, but this is the IAG one, right? Well, because I think so. Because IAG, I see so many communication with IAG always in here because it's one of the changes we have in rolling out brand by brand. But if this wasn't incorrect, it would be pretty painful. But I think it's IAG.
I'm going to say IHG.
You guys are correct.
All right.
No, but this one I should know because I just mentioned before, IHG was the first hotel chain, the big one, the big five who joined Bidroom, and we rolled them out brand by brand. So I saw the list of brands to be rolled out. So
well, they're never going to be listed on whose brand is it anyways ever again. Then.
All right. Down to 5. I have a 20% chance.
So yes.
Yeah, no, good job. You guys got
well,
one.
Michael knows all the Marriott, so of course those will be also disappeared. So it's we're getting there. So then it will be always Best Western in the future.
We're running low on brands. We're running low. We need new ones.
Will, we have 110 still to go.
I know.
At the end, we're launching where the brand comes from, right? So just you just mentioning a brand, and we have to pick the country where it's coming from.
We should.
110 weeks from now, when we've gone through all of the brands, there's probably going to be 40 new ones in the pipeline.
Well, hey, I do have to say, congratulations to us. Not to get super into it, but we've made it over a year of doing the podcast, so there's a lot more content to go into. I was just watching on Facebook that we had It was like episode 3. It was like a memory from like over a year ago, a couple weeks. Like I think I was watching it like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, and I was like, damn, we made it past. So I think, you know, the amount of content that we've gone through in the last year with more hotel brands, more short-term rental news coming out, it's gonna be a poppin' next year for us here. Yeah, pat on the back for.
I think the
making
content of the previous episodes was maybe better than this one, but
Yeah.
it was. We should go back to a few episodes. I'm curious, like if we predicted the specs, right? I'm curious
Put
how
a
many we
highlight
said.
reel together.
I was gonna say I'll just get a, you know,
Put a
get
highlight
a.
reel.
But do we get a raise after 1 year? Because normally, if you're just working somewhere after 1 year, you get a raise or bonus.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
You're just now getting paid, so.
Little cost of living adjustment. Bump it up.
That's awesome.
Inflation's up what, 6-7%?
No,
Yeah,
but it's.
6.8.
I think I will just send my invoice for Phocuswright to Will, because in that case, I have to meet with Michael just to discuss the whole next year program and the show.
All right, let's shut it off. See everybody later.
See you.